My voice is not.
Oh.
Hey, should I turn more light? Can I
You're
put more light on?
just, you're just thinking of excuses
I
and
can talk,
excuses.
and I think I'm not being talk for me.
No, you can't.
Can,
You can
For
both talk.
you can both talk?
Okay, why don't you tell me your names, all three of you?
My name is Aurora. I'm Aurora Santa Cruz. And here's my husband. So you know.
San Jose.
Jose
Jose G. Santa Cruz.
And I'm Joe Santa Cruz, son.
Okay, so where were you born?
I was born in El Paso, Texas. Came over here when I was about 4 years old to Burbank.
So what did your parents do?
My parents were farmers in El Paso. That's what they did for their living.
So when they moved to California, what did they do? Did they continue farming?
They also worked for construction work, and that's what it was, making the streets, working on the streets. That's what it was.
So how did you two meet?
Oh, that's a long story.
I've got time.
We went to the schools here in Burbank. Both of us went to the school here in Burbank since grammar. We were friends when we were small, neighbors. We went to grammar school, high school, and that's where we met a long time ago.
How long did you date before you got married?
Oh, it was about a year and a half before we got married.
How old were you when you got married?
When we got married, we were 21. But we had gone to the service around that time. Before that, he was in the service. He went to the war.
So what did you do while he was in the war?
Well, right after, when I got out of school, he went to the service and I went to look for a job. And I worked for Lockheed. And I worked for about 4 years.
And what did you do?
3.5 years, yeah. I worked in Lockheed. I had, they sent me to school for about 6 months, and then I was working riveting or whatever they had to do. We had to do it for the airplanes for about 3.5 years or 4.
Did you like it?
Yes, yeah, I did. We were getting good pay too, so.
What do you remember how much you were making?
I think it was, I'm not too sure because I can't remember. I think we were about $50 a week, and that was good money. That was good money at that time. So,
Wow. Was that the first job that you had?
yes.
So what did you do after that?
Well, then I worked before, then we got married when I was 21, and then he left to overseas, so then I started going to find a job at, ceramic. I knew a little bit about ceramic because my sister-in-law used to work there. I used to visit her, and then she said, "You want a job?" And I said, "Yeah." So I started with finishing the products, and then pretty soon they said, "Oh, you can work on decorating," and I did real good. I was decorating the ceramics, whatever the bowls or whatever it was. I did all that.
Wow.
We did until he came back. That's what I did.
That sounds cool.
Start our family. We had
So tell
5 kids, and we started our family.
So what was it like starting a family?
Well, we had it rough because we started one, and then he came back and he didn't have a job, so that was hard for him to get started for the job. And he finally, after their second, then he got into the city, Burbank City, and he worked there long time, 36 years.
Wow. At the same job?
At the
Wow.
No, I worked as a
different jobs.
mill work for 5 years.
Okay.
Before he went to the city, yeah.
So what did you do when you?
Windows and doors and, well, whatever, bay windows and all that stuff.
Oh wow.
Anything had to do with We did the rough carpentry more or less.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So
And
then,
the reason I went to the city because the outfit sold out the place, so they moved out and I didn't want to go out. I want to stay home.
that's good. So did you like having a family? I mean,
Yes,
did you like being a mom?
Oh, I love that. We had our first one and a second one, a third one, and finally, when we had about we had already our fourth one, and we saved our money and we bought this house. We've been living in this house ever since, a long time, 40-some years in this house, 43 years. And all my kids went to school from here, and most of the time I used to drive them because they went right across town to the schools where they went to, parochial schools. And they went to school, graduate, and college, and everything else. And then everybody went to, we're all in school and everything. And then I started thinking, what can I, after I finished my school, why can I go to college too? So I went, and I spent I did a lot of child development classes in here in San Fernando Valley and Valley
Valley College.
Valley.
How old were you when you went back to school?
I went back to school. Yeah, that's where.
How old were you?
Oh, I was about 50 when I went to school.
Was it hard for you to go?
I thought I could never make the grade, and I said, well, I might as well try it. And the first time I got my first unit, I got a good grade. So I said, wow, then it's not that hard. So I just kept going, and I kept going. I have 32 units I got good grades, very good grades.
Wonderful.
ACBs,
So why did you stop going?
I think I got sick, that's what. I wasn't feeling good. I went at night, that's what, couldn't go in the
I used to
daytime.
drive her out there at night. After
Yeah.
work,
Yes.
I used to come down and take a look. In fact, Cherry used to go with her. Drive her
That
out.
must have been fun, having
Yeah.
your daughter there with you.
Yeah, and then we were in the same, she used to go one room, I used to go the other room. Sometimes we would have the both of the same classes. And I also, before I started school, when I was going to school, I also took care of, I took license to take care of hearings at home. I could take 8 kids, 8 little ones, 8 children. So
it was kind of like being a mom all over again.
yeah, because they were all mine, they were already in school, so I started again and took care of them. And that's why I stopped going at night, because I started getting these children here, and that kept me so busy all day. It was, when I think I did about 8 years of that. And then I got tired, and then I went to school for the unified schools, and I started getting a part-time job there. So,
What did you do there?
oh, helping the teacher first aid, bilingual first aid. That's what I was there for. And there I stayed about 16 years.
Oh my gosh,
Bilingual, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Just part-time. Because I used to go and come back to do my housework and dinner and
So you put in long days.
yeah, I just like to keep busy, and the more busy I am, I'm more happy about it. Having a good time.
Well, actually, I should call the whole family because I got so sick. Got cancer, and she had to quit. Take care of it.
That was nice of her to do.
Yeah, but we had a full life. It was fun. So,
Well, I'll tell you one thing, we're all being close together.
what?
In fact, for a while there, I thought that they were going to lose me. Got that bad, I think.
Yeah,
Mhm.
You're a strong man, though.
he was very sick. Yes, but we're all fine now.
So, do you remember Have you, living in California and living so close to Hollywood, do you remember any famous people that you've met? Like, do you remember ever encountering, being starstruck?
Mhm. Well, I think my husband used to meet more than I did because he used to work here for this, what was it? Who did you meet? The city.
Oh, well, the youngster,
Dean Martin.
Uh,
Dean
Big
Martin.
crowd,
Dean Crosby.
Oh my gosh.
Dean Martin. Well, I saw Dean Martin on the surface. In fact, even sang with him. And
Frankie Avalon.
Frank Avalon. Yeah, I
Uh,
used to pick up his garbage before the girls.
Doris Day.
Doris
Oh
Day.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
he had a
Well, I
great-
used to work at around,
Maureen O'Hara.
I used to work around Toluca Lake. A lot of actors there.
Mhm.
Why don't you
Bob
tell
Hope.
them about when you took me to my first track meet?
Oh,
Who
yeah.
you
Oh,
met?
yeah. Oh, but I forgot his name.
Gregory Peck.
Gregory
I
Peck.
don't know who that
We,
is.
he went for his first track in Hollywood, was it Hollywood?
First track meet.
Yeah, first track, meet. I drove him out there and everything, and we got into, to the place we sit, and right in front of us was, wasn't Mr. and Mrs.
Gregory Peck.
Gregory Peck. That's what they were.
I don't know
And
who that is.
Yeah, and then it seemed that he was gonna run against his boy. So he was
Oh,
yelling
boy.
for his boy, and I was yelling for mine. So, yeah.
So which boy ended up winning?
Yes.
Which one?
He was older.
He was so.
Oh, and that's a good
Yeah.
excuse.
No, he was a senior and I was a ninth grader.
Mhm.
It
So
was a
he had
close
longer
race.
legs than you.
So,
He was better than me.
yeah, there were a lot
So
of-
how did you meet Dean Martin?
He did. He used
Oh,
to be
I remember that.
in the service.
I used to be in I was stationed in the hospital ship. And he went, they used to have these, what do you call these kinds of?
USO.
entertainers? Yeah,
USO.
USO.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
Programs.
we used to
So-
go.
And what happens that you got away from the crowd up there and he stuck with us, the smaller guys, our gang. They took it down the bottom of the ship there. Got a guitar and had wine. No, I shouldn't say that.
You can say that. It's okay.
So he started drinking wine.
Yes.
In fact, I even sang with him.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that must have been quite an experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's fun.
Wow.
So,
Anybody else you remember meeting?
not to, I don't remember their names.
Oh, yeah. What's his name? One other kid, youngster, from way back. I forget his name now. Famous cowboy, what's his name? Glenford,
Frankfurt.
way back.
A lot of them live very close to Luca Lake.
Mm.
It's pretty close from our house.
Well, okay, so you've lived through some pretty major events in U.S. history. Do you remember where you were when Martin Luther King was shot? Do you remember where you were when Kennedy was shot? I mean, do you remember those experiences?
We had President Truman.
Oh, yeah, we were here living in Burbank when President Truman came by in a train, and I had told my sister we're gonna go out to see him. She was supposed to have a baby the next day, and I
Wow.
grabbed her and said, let's go see President Truman. And we did get to see him right there. The train stopped right in front of our house. We used to live on Front Street. And we went out to see him and shake his hand, and that was a big thing for us. And then pretty soon later on in the evening, she went to have her baby.
Oh my gosh.
Like too much
Good timing.
excitement. Too much excitement. So yeah, I remember that. And also when what was it, one of our president when he was assassination.
Yeah.
We were living in this house already. We were just
As Robert Kennedy.
yeah. It was, but I can't What year? I forgot the year.
He was in the 60s, I think.
In the 63? Is that
Yeah.
when he was
He was
Kennedy?
he was assassinated here at the
Here in
ambassador.
Los Angeles? And,
Mhm. The ambassador hotel.
Hmm.
They lived quite a few things, but I can't remember too well the dates.
That's okay. I've
That's
always
good.
been bad with dates. So, okay, well, I guess the last question I would ask you is if you had any words of wisdom to pass on to people in my generation and people in future generations, what have you learned that's the most important thing, through life? What have you learned?
Well, I figure that the most important thing is to keep going to school and educate themselves so you have good jobs and they don't have to work so hard. If you don't have the education, you won't have good jobs. That's a very important thing I would say to the generations. And keep going until you get what you want. It's never too late. I can see that.
You're
No
proof
matter
for
what age
that.
they are, it's never too late to learn. That's my thing. So that's it.
What about you, Grandpa? What are your words of wisdom?
Well, I had no choice. I had to raise a family. I wanted to go to school and all that. I couldn't afford it. So I got this job. When I got this job, working 6 days a week. The only day I had was Sunday off. And I did that for about, for about 30 years.
Wow.
And they changed the program where you didn't have to work Saturdays.
Yeah.
But you know what? If I have to do it again, I'll do it again.
That's good to hear.
Right.
You're very dedicated to your family.
Because it's, being here in the United States, well, you got freedom. You can do whatever you want.
But you were born and raised here in Burbank. He never went out of Burbank. Only when he went to the services.
Wow. Where did you travel in the services when you were?
Well, I went,
Overseas.
we had 150,000 miles, about 3 times around the world.
Wow.
Well, we used to go out and stay out months, without hitting land. We were more or less like what do you call that, mission, a secret mission,
Mhm.
Once you got on that boat, then you couldn't state where you were or what, or communicate with anybody. They used to tell us, we're going out, you got any letters to go out, then go out right now. But that was it. And we didn't know if we want to come back or not. But then they told us that we were safe because there was a hospital ship. Could be bomb or nothing. That's a lot of bunk. we got hit by a Kamahash. Right? Like that. We're survivors, as they go. My life would have been there, right there, if I would have hit it just right.
Makes you appreciate things that you have now,
That's it.
I guess, yeah. That's it. Thank you very much.
Oh, yes.